Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know what just happened. We're having some technical difficulties. I can't hear Tony. I'm just watching him talk. So if everyone can hear me, that's awesome. I'm going to screen share, and with YouTube Live with the screen sharing, then I can't see any of this. So if you can't see my slides in a second, let me know. But I'll intro myself too for a second. I'm Olivia, Seline. I think you just said that. And today I'm talking about getting out of your own way. And this is a topic that I am super passionate about. I've been a coach since August of 2014. So a couple years now. I've been through a couple holiday seasons. And in the group chat over here, let me know if I can get an amen if you've been having a really hard year. Maybe things have not gone as planned. Maybe you're not where you want to be. Maybe it's time to sit back and reevaluate and really think about what it is that you want. And you're questioning, are you going to keep going? And I'm going to tell you that you can't blame it on Facebook affinity. You can't blame it on the market is saturated. You can't blame it on anything else, because there are a ton of people succeeding right now. You can only blame it on yourself. In all honesty, this business, the beauty of it, and also the kind of catch-22, it's all up to you. It's your success and your failures are completely yours, and you have to own those. You're an entrepreneur. You're a CEO. You cannot blame it on all of these other variables that would be so easy to blame it on. So today I want to really help you kind of kick yourself in the butt a little bit and figure out, I'm going to talk about 4 different things that I personally believe could be you standing in your own way. And maybe one of these will resonate with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Hopefully it works. If I do this, can you guys see that? Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. So getting out of your own way, the 4 things that are holding you back. So this time of year, you have 3 options, okay? Before I get into these 4 things, you have 3 options. You can either give up and you can say, oh, screw it. I didn't hit my goals, whatever. Maybe I'll try again next year. Maybe I won't. You know, maybe Beachbody is not for me. Maybe network marketing isn't for me. Maybe I just failed. And you can just leave it at that and you can walk away and you can tell yourself all those things that make you feel a little bit better, like, oh, okay, well, it was everybody else's fault, so it's fine. It just didn't work. And I'm here to tell you that it's not the business that didn't work. It might be you that didn't work, because again, there are so many people succeeding right now. So number 1, you can give up. Number 2, you can slow down. You can take your foot off the gas. You can say, well, Success Club doesn't really matter. Who cares if I don't hit diamond and don't hit star diamond? Who cares if I don't recruit anyone this month? It's okay. You know, we'll just kind of coast through the rest of the year, and then we'll just rev up again next year. And, you know, when things are booming in January and it's super easy to be successful, then we'll just be successful in January. But I'm here to tell you, like, unfortunately, that's not how it works. Like, the work we're doing now is what's going to set you up for a successful next year. You can't just wait for the boom of people, the boom of New Year's resolutioners who are ready to get started. You have to be laying that foundation, that groundwork now, because I'm telling you, if you're not inviting right now and you're choosing to slow down, I'm probably out there inviting your friends. And then when it comes January, they're not going to wait to see your posts in their newsfeed. They're going to come to me because I've already planted that seed. So Charlie, knock it off. I'm sorry, my dog might be barking. He's a little antsy today. And then, so you've got either 1, you can give up. Number 2, you can slow down. Or number 3, you can fight like hell for what you want. I am not anywhere near where I thought I would be this time of year. I'm shooting for the same goals I was last year. Not even close. Can be really frustrating sometimes, I mean, there's random times where I'll just start crying or I'll start getting really pissed off about it. But I can choose to either dwell in that, or I can get up and I can fight and I can get out of my own way and I can prove that your struggle is part of your story. And these crap things that we go through in these situations and these moments and these things that don't seem fair, you can get up and fight through that, and that adversity can become your advantage in the future. And when I'm sharing my story next year, and someday, because it's on my goals list to speak at Summit and to be on a national wake-up call or to be a motivational speaker or whatever I end up doing, you know, it's going to be part of my message. That's part of my story. And you can choose to fight through the hard times and make this time part of your story, or you can choose to throw in the towel and walk away. So which one are you going to do? I'm hoping everyone's going to choose number 3, to fight like hell for what they want. So today, let's talk about those 4 things that might be holding you back and keeping you in your own way, because this business is between you and always constantly being better than you were yesterday. That's it. So let's talk about them. Okay. Time to get real with yourself. Oh, this is going to be hard. Don't get distracted by my distractions. Time to get real with yourself. What is standing in your way? Okay. Number 1, deep-rooted, unwavering belief. Do you have like that hardcore belief that Lindsay and Tony have? Like, I remember being a brand new coach and I would watch Lindsay's videos on YouTube, and her belief was contagious. Like, she never wavered on, like, is Beachbody a thing? Is network marketing going down the toilet? What's going on? Oh my gosh, the market's too saturated. You can't ever feel that from her. She has such a deep-rooted belief in this business, in this opportunity, in the CEO, in corporate, in what we have to offer people, in the products, in the workouts, and everything, in challenge groups, in the support system that Beachbody offers. There's such a deep-rooted, unwavering belief that's contagious, and nothing else matters without it. I mean, you can go through your tracker all day long. You can check your crap off of your list and say, well, I'm doing my invites and I'm following up and nothing's happening. Okay, well, do people sense your deep-rooted belief through your messaging? Do they feel that and sense that in your social media posts? I'm completely guilty of it. Sometimes when I'm feeling discouraged or down, like, my posts and my messages, people can sense that from me. They don't sense that energy and that contagious vibe from me. But if I'm not showing that belief, nothing else matters, because then you're planting those seeds of fear and doubt, and those will destroy everything underneath you. Again, you can do every single vital behavior backwards and forwards till you're blue in the face, but if people don't actually sense your belief in where you're headed, they're not going to want to join you, because that is what is contagious to people. You don't have to know everything in this business. I mean, can I get an amen? We're never going to know everything. I feel like I'm still learning 2 and almost a half years into this business, but that vision and that consistency and that action is going to continue to build that belief, and people are going to catch on to that. I mean, I remember Lindsay made a video at one point, like when I had first started, about how to recruit people and how to build your team. And she talked about, you know, you just tell them, like, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Like, I'm excited about this. It's going to be awesome. I'm taking it to the top. Like, do you want to go with me? That is that belief that shone through, and it showed people like, you can freaking do this, and you're going to believe in those people before they even believe in themselves. You have to truly believe that you are meant to be right here, right now, and you're meant to do amazing things with this, that God is using this as your vessel, as your, you know, boat to take you from point A to point B. This is your time, but you have to believe that. If you don't believe that, you're not going to get anywhere, because everything is going to get destroyed, especially this time of year. It is freaking like crickets out there right now. I feel you, okay? I'm still at SC4 and I've got like, what, 2 days left in the month. That is not okay. But I have a true belief in that it's going to happen. I'm doing everything that I need to do to make it happen. And I believe in what I have to offer people, and they can sense that. That belief is going to take your inviting from, hey, do you want to join my challenge group and help, you know, it helped me lose 45 pounds and yada, yada, to, dude, you have to be a part of this. You have no idea what you're missing. You have to show people that belief every single day in everything you do. Number 2, is taking massive action holding you back? Are you a talker, but not really a doer? Are you a dreamer, but not really a doer? Are you actually doing the things that we need to do to be successful, or are you waiting for it to happen? And I am totally guilty of this. I had like an aha moment, I would say probably this summer, and I had to like take a hard look at myself, like, what the heck? Like, why is nothing moving forward? And it came down to what I was doing. I was in that mindset of like, well, I've been in this a while, you know, and I had a couple months where people were just coming to me, and people I'd been talking to for a long time were ready to get started, and I was seeing success, but without having to work. So I was like, oh my God, I've made that point. I freaking made it. Okay. I can just sit here and people are going to find my YouTube videos and they're going to see me on social media. And I didn't like truly think that, but I had like this, you know, that's what I think it was when I look back on it. And I was like, it's okay, I've made it. It's okay. I don't have to send out my 5-3-2s anymore. And I don't have to do the power of threes. And, you know, it's fine. But I was still preaching to my team, like, do your 5-3-2s, do your 5-3-2s. And then it was like this conviction moment of like, holy crap, why am I telling people to do things that I'm not even doing? And then I had a really hard month. And then I was like, holy crap, if you don't keep planting seeds and you don't keep doing the work, you know, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm not at like a Lindsay Matway status where it just, you know, and I know she still works her ass off. So that's not what I'm saying at all. But where people know you, people don't know who I am. They don't know who I am, and they're not Googling me to see if they should join my team. So you have to be taking massive action every single day. Those top coaches are still taking massive action. I think we have it in our minds that you do get to that point where you make it and it's easy. And you see on Snapchat that their inbox is overflowing with messages. But more than likely, because I know Amy Silverman's talked about it, she's still sending out invites and she's still sending out messages. So are you taking massive action, or are you just sitting there waiting for it to happen, thinking that this manifesting and this visualization and this dreaming, although important, are going to get you to your goals? So are you leading by example? Is your team doing the work? And if they're not, ask yourself, am I doing the work? And that's what I had to look at. My team, I was telling them to do things, but I was not leading by example. And I was being almost like hypocritical and kind of like two-faced, where I was telling them to do these things, but I wasn't doing them myself. You have to work as if it depends on you, because it does. This business depends on you and your amount of hustle and your amount of grit and your amount of passion. But you have to be out there doing the work and going through the trenches every day. Whether that comes with, you know, this freaking Facebook messaging. I need to turn that off. If someone knows how to turn that off, let me know if you're seeing that pop up in my distracting me. But are you doing those things? Are you working completely as if it depends on you? And that comes to your business, and that also comes with your fitness. Are you proof that the products work? I don't know if you guys have been following Mallory J, but I'm going to give her a little shout out. That girl's been freaking killing it. Like, she's posting these incredible transformations that she's had over the last 7 weeks. She looks amazing. And she had to have that hard talk with herself, like, oh my gosh, I have to take the action. That could be what's holding me back. It's a talk we all have to have. No matter how long you're in this business, you have to decide, am I taking massive action? So ask yourself that every single day. Self-reflect. Number 3, are limiting beliefs and fear holding you back? I just got back from Tony Robbins, UPW last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember, beginning of November. And it was amazing. And he talked so much about this, but he talked about these limiting beliefs. And what are you truly afraid of? And say them out loud. So like a huge one was like, well, I'm not enough. And I'm never going to be like Lindsay Stay, or I'm never going to be like Lindsay Matway. Like it was just, it's just them. Like it can't be for me. And say that out loud, and not just think it, but literally say it out loud, and hear how silly that sounds. Like, why not? Like if she did it, you can do it. That's the exact thing. The whole Bombshell Dynasty way and the whole Beachbody way is showing us that these people have gone before us and seen success and come through the most insane life circumstances and have become successful. So if they can do it, you can do it. So make sure that you are fighting through those. Make sure that when you feel that fear creep in, or you feel that limiting belief creep in, that you put on the brakes and you twist it and you make it so it's the opposite of that. You are worth it. You are enough. If they can do it, you can do it. Absolutely, hands down. The only thing that's standing in your way is yourself and these limiting beliefs and these fears that you're letting take over. Something that Crystal taught me a while back, probably a year ago or so, my success partner, Crystal Stotzenberger, y'all know and love her dearly. And she asked me, like, what is the worst possible case scenario that could happen if your fear was to come true? So for me, every now and again, I get this crazy fear that like no one wants my help. There's not enough people out there. The market is saturated. Oh my gosh. And it's like this little, and I can feel it creep in. And like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, there's no one left. But that's a lie. Like, there are people left, and there are people out there, and I have to go find them. But like, you know, it's so silly. This is so distracting. I am so sorry. I am going to tell them to stop messaging this thread. It's distracting. Oh, sorry. Okay. So another example, because that was kind of a crappy one. Another example, what's the worst that could happen? Someone's going to say no to you. Someone's going to reject you. Okay. What's the worst possible case scenario that would happen if someone said no to you? Like, do you stop fighting for what you want? Are you going to walk away from the business? Like, most likely not. Are you going to die if they say no to you? Is your whole world going to fall apart? Most likely not. So you need to be real with yourself. What's like to think that worst case scenario, and again, say it out loud and hear how ridiculous that sounds. It sounds ridiculous. Like the world's not going to end if your dream team list, #1 on there, says no, thank you. You know, you have to ask yourself that, because it makes you realize like this is so far from reality that I sound ridiculous. So I'm going to go invite that person, because what's the worst that could happen? They say no, and whatever, I get back up and I keep going. But then ask yourself, what's the best thing that could happen? I remember I sent out this coach invite probably, I don't even know, maybe 6 months ago. And I was terrified. She'd been on my heart for a really long time. And I was so nervous because I did not want her to think I was crazy. I didn't know where she was at. I hadn't talked to her since high school, but I had this feeling, and she was so positive on my newsfeed. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I sent her a message, and I was totally real and transparent. I said, I've been wanting to send this forever. I've been wanting to send this forever. I've been thinking about you, you've been on my heart, and I don't want you to think I'm crazy, but I have to ask this. Have you ever considered doing what I do and becoming a coach and sharing your passion and your purpose? And she was like, you couldn't have come at a better time. Like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about it, yada, yada. And it was like the best case scenario. And she ended up signing up, and she's amazing. And we have an incredible friendship now. So you have to think like worst case, best case. Your fears are just fears. It's exactly that. You can choose to fight through them, or you can choose to let them hold you back. You have to face it head on and stop being a victim, and stop saying that X, Y, and Z and all these beliefs that are holding you back are true, because they're not. You have the power to do anything that you want. And Lindsay and Tony and Lindsay Matway and Amy Silverman and all these people who have come from just these incredible stories and have the most like just success and what you want and these lives by design that we are all fighting for, they've proven it. So get over yourself and stop thinking that these things are holding you back, because you're what's holding you back. So #4, I promise I'm wrapping it up here. Is tracking and consistency holding you back? You guys, consistency is the secret sauce. In my world, and from what I've learned over the last couple of years, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree with this, consistency is the game changer. You can hustle when times are easy, like in January, February, March, when things are a little bit easier. I'm not going to say they're easy, because they never are. But in January, February, March, you're having to hustle, right? But then you have to continue that ongoing. I don't care if it's the holidays, okay? This is my favorite time of year. But you better believe I'm still hustling. You better believe I'm still fighting. You better believe I'm still planting seeds, because consistency is what's going to set you apart. I have watched coaches that came into this business at the same time as me, or people before, and they just kind of, flicker down, and all of a sudden you're always like, oh, where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? And what stopped them is they got in their own way and they weren't consistent. And then things started to unravel, and it's almost like it unravels, and then trying to make a comeback is really difficult, and it makes things a little bit harder. So you have to be consistent in your actions, in your belief systems, in your personal development, in your health and fitness journey, in your, challenge group. You have to show up every freaking day. You can't show up at 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 p.m., 4 p.m. and just like expect people to show up and be successful. You have to be consistent. Are you going to show up at 5 a.m. or are you going to show up at 4 p.m.? Set an example. Be consistent in your everyday. You have to wake up every day and find that fire and keep that fire burning and keep it consistent. If you're overwhelmed and you're run down and you're burnt out, what the heck are you going to do about it? Because you have to find that fire again. No one's going to do it for you. I think sometimes we have this thing in our heads that like all of a sudden someone's just going to like come in knight in shining armor on this beautiful white horse and save us and like give us a 7-figure business and throw it in our laps and say, oh, like you made it. Okay, that's never going to happen. You have to show up every day. I know Jess Pasola, who's my coach, sets an incredible example with that. She shows up every day, whether she's sick, whether she has a sick kid, whether something's going on, whether she's like out and about all day long. She's doing her 5-3-2s in the car. She's signing people up with challenge packs over the phone with her little Bluetooth thing while she's driving. Like, you guys, there's so many ways that you can make this work, but you have to show up every day. It's the compound effect. It's those little daily habits that you're doing every day. Tracking is key in your consistency, because sometimes we can think we're consistent, but then we put it on paper and we're like, oh my God, I haven't invited someone to the coaching opportunity in like 3 weeks. No wonder I'm not recruiting, right? So you have to be real with yourself. Ask yourself, how bad do I really want this? And are my actions lining up with that consistently? It's like pumping a well, this business. It seems like, gosh dang it, if I could just, find that right person that's going to take things to the top, or if I would just get to the point that so-and-so is, or whatever. But it's that pumping that well, it's that consistency, it's that showing up every day, doing the work and creating those habits, and then you're going to see success. We all know the people I sign up for Success Club every month are people I've been talking to for like 3, 6, 9, sometimes 12 months plus. It's very rare that you're going to send out one invite and you're going to hit the jackpot and all of a sudden like you're going to hit SC10. It just doesn't happen that way. And when it does, it's amazing. And it's very rare. And if you have that kind of business, I love that. It's so awesome. But for me, my Success Club is always dependent upon the work that I've been doing for the last year. And I would definitely say that for most of my team as well. So you have to make sure that you're creating those habits. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. What do your habits look like? Are you staying consistent or are you not? Okay, this is a quote that I love from one of my business coaches, Angie Lee, and she wrote this on Facebook recently, and it was like everything I could say in one. Because as you all know, I'm like a personal development junkie. I love it. I believe it. I breathe it. I live it. And I'm like studying all the time. I'm always in like 10 books at a time. I have like 5 podcasts going. Like my mind is just constantly craving more. However, you can read every personal development book in the world, every single one. You could be a personal development junkie, but if you don't get up, get messy, and get to work, shit's not going to happen. It's not like all of a sudden your mindset's going to be like in this perfect place and it's just going to start to manifest itself in front of you. You can, the law of attraction, what you put out is what you get back, but you have to be working for that too. You have to be proving to the universe or God or whoever you believe in that you're going to make it happen no matter what. And then things will start to align. But perfectionism will keep you broke. Get up, get to work, get messy. You don't have to have all the answers. You're never going to, but you have to be willing to fail forward. So, action steps. I want to leave you with these because I can preach at you all day long, but if I don't give you something tangible to go out and do, then nothing's going to happen, right? So this is my promise to you. Do these things. Put these things into action now. Do not just write these on a piece of notebook paper and tuck it away and be like, in January, girl, I got you. In January, I'm going to do this. You have to do it now. So number 1, know and feel your why. What is your driving force? And is it still driving you? If you have the same why that you've had for like 3 years and you still haven't gotten it, or you still haven't reached it, or you're still so far away from it, is it time to reevaluate and feel like maybe it's not big enough? Maybe it's not something that, maybe it's not such a pain point that I have to fight through it yet. So ask yourself and know it and feel it and write it everywhere and have vision boards and have, drawings and things, and have that crystal clear vision of where you're headed. Because you guys, it has to be worth fighting for. It is so easy, especially right now, to throw in the towel and walk away from this business, because I'm telling you, we're watching it happen all around us, right? You're watching people give up. You're watching people quit. And it's frustrating, but it's because they don't have a big enough driving force. They don't have a big enough why. It has to be that thing that keeps you up at night, that makes your stomach turn when you think about it, that you're realizing, I'm the one that can change this, and I have to stop waiting for someone to save me. You have this opportunity in your hands. It has been there the entire time since you pressed your submit button on your order for your challenge pack to be a coach. Okay, you've watched all of these incredible leaders go before you. I mean, look at the Bombshell Dynasty and the incredible leadership that has been created within our umbrella team through Beachbody all around. I mean, you guys, there are so many people that have proven to you, you don't have to just be blonde, and you don't have to have this perfect upbringing, and you don't have to have all of this money to be successful in this huge market. You have to have a passion and a why that is so contagious that people are craving it and people are wanting to do anything to be a part of it. Number 2, you need to follow those who you relate to and have what you want. I remember when I started this business, I found some coaches that had done what I wanted to do, and that was bring my husband home from the military and give him a plan B and give him an option to get out and be able to provide for our family while he found what it is that he wants to do. And I followed Brittany Leggett, I followed Tara Carr, I followed Summer Tucker, these people who had gone before me, and they're on their way or they've done what I wanted to do. And I said, if they can do it, I can do it. Why not me? And I made it happen. In September, Joe's 5 years or whatever was done with the Army, and we got out and we're back in Minnesota and we're in the process of buying a house, and he's trying to figure out what he wants to do next and all of these things. And I made it happen, but it's because I watched other people do it, and instead of getting jealous and instead of saying, well, they already did it, so there's not enough for me, I said, they did it. Why not me? So follow those who you relate to and have what you already want, and make it your own though. Don't get caught up in the comparison game and be like, well, she did it in 2 years, I should do it in 2 years. I mean, I think Summer Tucker retired her husband in 6 years. Brittany Leggett's still on her way to retiring her husband. Tara Carr did it in however many years. Like, everyone's story is so different. So don't get caught up in the comparison, because that will steal your joy and that will kill everything that you have. But know that if they can do it, you can do it. Number 3, make a plan and fight like hell for it and get your team on board. So have a plan. It's one thing to have a goal. It's one thing to have a why. It's one thing to have a vision, but you have to make a plan. Like, reverse engineer that and get a plan in place. Like, what is your first step? What's your second step? What are you going to do? What's your routine going to look like? How many invites are you going to send every day? How many follow-ups are you going to do today? How many success goal points are you going to get this month? How many coaches on your team are you going to help advance to diamond this month? Whatever it might be, make a plan. Figure out, reverse engineer what you're going to have to do every freaking day to make that happen, and fight like hell for it. Sick kids, Christmas parties, it's raining and I don't feel like it. Whatever the thing might be that's trying to get in your way, fight through it. You are better than that. You are stronger than that. You are more capable than that. And other people over here are doing laps around you. So you better get up and hustle. And if your driving force is big enough, and if that huge, massive success is what you want, because maybe it's not, and that's okay too. But if that's not what you want, find what it is that you want and fight for it, because there's going to be people that are going to speed right past you and make it happen. And it's those people that are not making excuses for themselves. And then get your team on board. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't be a 5-star elite team if you don't have people on your team that want to help make that happen. This is not a you business. This is an us business. This is a we business. It's a team effort. We are all in this together. So be real with your team. And I know some people feel awkward about like talking about team goals and, well, I don't want to shoot for elite because it seems like it's all about me, but that's not what it's about unless that's what you're feeling and that's what you're putting out. Elite is a team goal. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I got to be one of Jess's one of her diamonds for her 15-star goal, and she got to be recognized as a superstar, and I was one of those people, I felt powerful. Like, that felt awesome to be able to be a part of that and watch my friend get celebrated for this incredible goal that she had been dreaming about and she had on her vision board for so long, and I helped make that possible. So involve your team and show them, like, you get to be a part of something something huge, and set that example, and then they're going to do that for their teams as well. Number 4, find no bullshit accountability, okay? Success partners are amazing and they are so incredible, but you have to find someone who will not only be your friend as a success partner, but also someone who will call you out. Crystal has called me out so many times this year. I freaking love her for it. And she'll look me in the face and I'll complain or I'll vent or I'll cry sometimes. And she's like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Make a plan, take action. Like, what? We have to stop dwelling in the negative and we have to fight for the positive. So find that person that's not going to let you just throw out your bullshit excuses and be dumb and just be like, woe is me. Because although that's important sometimes, and I do think you have to let that out, and you do have those days where you just need to cry it out, and then you need to make a plan to get through it, you need someone that's going to call you out. Now, someone like as your coach, like your upline coach, I think is huge for that too, but we can't call you out necessarily like someone else might be able to call you out, like a success partner who's like right there with you, who your success doesn't reflect on them, and vice versa. A business coach that's going to call you out. I know me and Crystal have both hired coaches this year, someone that's going to whip us into shape and really be there to, like, when you say you have a fear and they're going to ask, well, why? And dig deeper and like, let's fight through that. Are you going to go to like a Tony Robbins event or a personal development seminar where it's no BS? Like, they're going to hold you to it and they're going to yell in your face. Like, if you guys know Tony Robbins, he freaking yells in your face and he's like, stop making excuses and stop letting limiting beliefs rule your life. So find that no BS accountability and meet with them consistently and form that relationship, because it's a game changer for sure. Number 5, do not settle for less than your best. I'm sorry, but do not settle. Are you settling for good? Are you settling for okay? Because I've had to call myself out on that recently, where things are good. People ask, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm okay. Things are good. And I was settling for that, but we're better than that. We are part of one of the greatest teams in all of Beachbody. Okay. Can we be real about that? Like, you have every freaking resource at your fingertips. YouTube is a plethora of information, the DFG files, the calls, all of this stuff. You have everything. Stop settling for just being okay. Go make things happen, because you can do that and you absolutely will do that, but you have to believe in yourself and you have to take massive action. You have to be consistent and you cannot let fear rule you. So stop settling for less than your best. Number 6, change your shoulds to musts. Musts is a weird word. Musts, that's a weird thing. Okay, but change your shoulds to musts. So should you hit Success Club, or do you have to freaking make it happen? Are you going to decide that you're going to make it happen? For me, that's what I have to ask myself. Well, I should invite some people today. No, those have to be your musts. Those have to be your non-negotiables. Brigitte Linford has that list that she calls the non-negotiables. I heard it on a call on YouTube somewhere way back when, and it stuck with me. Those non-negotiables that no matter what, there's always that extra fluff and that fun stuff that we can do in the graphics and, more personal development, all these things. But like, what are your non-negotiables? Those should be your vital behaviors: personal development, getting your workout in, inviting, following up, checking into your challenge group. And then you need to have your things that you can get done when you have extra time. But the musts, those non-negotiables, need to happen no freaking matter what. Stop making excuses. You have to decide, commit, and resolve. This is something that I learned from Tony when I was at UPW, and he has the decide, commit, resolve. Decide is make a decision. Right here, right now, write it on your notebook. If you're taking notes right now, write it down. Make the decision. And then I want you to commit to it. And then committing to it is changing it from that decision in your brain to it's freaking done. It's done. It's happened. It has happened because you're so committed that nothing is going to stand in your way, not even yourself. And then you're going to resolve. You're going to change it from decision to it's freaking done to it's already happened. What's next? You have to go in those steps and you have to choose to stay committed and to be like, oh, it's already happened. What's next for me? What's that next big goal that I'm going to fight for? Because in my head, it's already done and I'm taking massive action to make it happen. And number 8, to finish us off, celebrate. You guys, we are so hard on ourselves. And I know I was just hard on you. And I know that sometimes I can have a very harsh tone. And I promise you it's all in love, because every single one of those things I've shared tonight or today, oh my God, it's morning. It's afternoon. What day is it? Everything I've shared is something that I've been through personally, and I've watched my coaches sometimes go through. You guys, you have to celebrate the small things, just like we do with our challengers. We talk about non-scale victories with our challengers. What are your non-scale victories in your business and in your life? Like, what did you freaking win at today? Ask yourself that. Every night I make a celebration list, and instead of dwelling on my unfinished to-do list, because can I get an amen that a to-do list is more like a scribe these days that never ends, I look at my celebration list and I write down at least 3 things that I did so well that day, and I celebrate them, and I take time to be proud of myself and be like, I did it today. Like, I did these things and I committed and I was awesome and I rocked. Like, look yourself in the mirror and say that you freaking rock. Like, I freaking rock. Point at yourself and say it with such power and such gusto that you're gonna like break the glass on the mirror, right? I mean, hypothetically speaking, but celebrate yourself, you guys. You are amazing human beings, and you have so much good, and you have so many incredible qualities that only you can provide this world. There is a purpose, there is a mission, there is a calling on your life specifically that no one else can do. Your story needs to be heard, needs to be used, and you are being used every single day for something so much bigger than what you can see right now, and you need to celebrate that. Every day that your feet hit the floor is another day that you've been blessed with, and as cheesy as that sounds, and as much as you want to roll your eyes sometimes, you guys, celebrate that. You were given another day, and that is such a gift, and this business will freaking change your life, and this opportunity will change your life if you do those things. But you also have to celebrate every single win, every single day that you've been blessed with, every single opportunity that falls into your lap, every person that pops into your inbox, every success club point that you get. Celebrate every single part of it. So that's what I have for you. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to stop sharing now and go back to, oh my gosh, was I on mute that whole time? No? Oh, good. Okay. Why is this not working? Let's see. And I can't hear Tony, so. Heather says she can't hear you either. Uh-oh. It's okay.